The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised. You are now entering the all-consuming realm of Shay's Paranormal Chat, where the things that are better left unsaid are actually said.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Shay's Paranormal Chat. Paranormal podcasting done Shay's way. Tons of fun.
Dude, seriously?
A bit sarcastic.
Hashtag investigator, not hunter.
But always real.
Hashtag data, not evidence.
Don't get your panties in a twist.
Oh my god, really?
This is real, raw conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Good evening, everybody. TGIF as always. Thank you so much for joining us or listening after. We so much appreciate it. I am so excited tonight. I have the honor, the privilege of talking to Missy. I would say her last name, but I forgot to ask her before how to pronounce it.
It's all good, Shay. It's all good.
How do you... All right.
It's Lathrop.
Lathrop. Okay. See, I'm from Mass, so it would be pronounced different.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
But
it's kind of like a tongue twister. So.
It is.
Yeah.
For me, anyways. You would know her from Paranormal 5, and you would also know her from the Paranormal 5 podcast that she hasn't been on in a year, and they're still getting major hits on.
Really? Well, that's pretty exciting to hear.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah, you still get listens, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know. We definitely, it just seemed like it just got so much, all at once, and it just got so overwhelming, and I'm just like, I don't know how people do this, be able to balance, the podcast. And we were, I was really heavy into doing the paranormal investigation events and just trying to find balance and time for everything on top of being a mom, and running the household. Yeah, I couldn't do it. So I was just like, I gotta put something on the back burner.
You are preaching to the choir.
Yeah, you know as a mom how busy it is.
Oh, yeah. My baby is about to graduate college. I have to say it on every show because she's been on shows. She's co-hosted a couple when she was a little bit younger. She's about to be 22 and she's graduating college.
Oh, that's so exciting. Congratulations for her. That's very exciting.
It is.
It's a proud mom moment for sure.
Yes, but I always, people are always like, you have so many kids. Why do you mention her? Because I'm allowed to.
Yeah. You're allowed to brag about your kids anytime you want. Doesn't matter which one it is.
My twins, my three youngest, I have twins.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, girl, I'm not allowed to mention their names. And then there's Caitlin, who's a year and a half younger than the twins. Mm-hmm. That I'm allowed to mention her name because she does pop up on shows and stuff. So, and, so.
Yeah, and I've met her at events. I met her at Wilson Castle.
No, that was, no.
Oh,
that was a different Caitlin. That was my son's girlfriend.
Okay.
but the same name. Yes.
Okay. Maybe
The
that's
one
why I got
running
confused.
around like a crazy chicken, helping me, doing all the stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
same name, different kid.
Okay. Well, I was close.
No, you were. I can see why. But okay, so we are here to talk about you, as hopefully everybody knows by now. Paranormal 5. Can you just quickly go over where Paranormal 5, the title, came from? So.
Yeah, definitely. So Paranormal 5 started, oh man, it even started before Facebook. Like, we made the Facebook page, but it is made up of myself, Richie, who's my kid's father, and our 3 kids. We investigate the paranormal with our kids. We kind of enjoy bringing that aspect to the paranormal because I think that that's one thing that's kind of taboo in this field a little bit, but it's definitely gaining more attention, which is amazing with having kids being out and investigating because, you know, we kind of look at it as like what better way to spend time as a family, but also being able to teach your kids history, to be able to have them kind of overcome fears. There's just a whole bunch of different things with it. And, you know, it just, I love that aspect of it. And
not only that, but the big thing in my book, now, mind you, my only one child of mine has ever gone investigating with me, and it's Caitlin, of course. And she was like 15 the first time. But you get to teach them the right, in your opinion, the right way to do it.
Yes, 110%. You know, we're teaching them versus what you see on TV, because paranormal investigating, for any true investigator out there, they know that it is not what you see on television.
It's not Zach Douchebaggins. Oh,
no.
Okay. Is that okay to say with you? Sorry.
Oh, no, say it.
No, yeah. But that's what people, that's my biggest fear. The new people are coming up and watching that show and learning from that.
Yeah, thinking that everything's demonic and basing all your evidence off of a spirit box. Like, I'm just like, no, not at all. Don't do that.
They provoke, even if they were real spirits.
Like how they communicate, exactly how they're communicating, how they portray the history of locations. Like,
exactly.
It kills me. It absolutely kills me.
Me too. It really does. And so that's what I try to, teach my daughter. Like, number one, don't listen to douchebaggins. There's a reason why Nick Roth left. But, I mean, he's a smart businessman, and he's a millionaire for a reason. But that does not take away from the way he's teaching the next generation to do investigations. And to me, that's not cool.
No, it 110% is not cool. And again, like, being able to do that with my kids, and I recently actually did a family night investigation that was open to kids and their parents, and it was amazing. And I have to say, every time that I have done an investigation with my kids or with children, it's been some of the most epic and most astonishing evidence that I've gotten from these investigations. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe if it's like the aspect of bringing kids into the investigation, having them being so new to this world, I guess. And also possibly just their innocence, because that's
what
so
I was
pure.
thinking. Yeah.
What person doesn't kind of, give a little smile or something when there's kids around, just because of you're feeding off of that energy,
I think
that happiness that
might be drawn to them. Some, not all, because
Yeah, exactly. No, I feel like who you are in life is who you are in death.
Yeah.
And if that kids weren't your thing, I get that, but I totally get that.
So before we move on to the next subject, I just want to say, I have a show on Paranormal Buzz Radio with Madison Smith. It's called Spooky Talk. And when she started with me, she was 12. And I got a lot of backlash. She started with Charla Hardin, and Charlotte handed her off to me because she didn't want. It sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but she knew I would take care of her.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of backlash. Like, how can you support this little kid? Because this little kid knows more than you. Let me tell you, douchebag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, this is her passion. It's a hobby. Like, as somebody that was, interested in the paranormal at an extremely young age.
Were you stifled?
6, 7. What? No.
No. A lot are.
No, I wasn't. My parents embraced it. My parents ended up becoming obsessed with this hobby as well. We would plan family vacations around going to paranormal investigating. Awesome. It was very embraced in my family. And I think that's why it's so embraced in, obviously, in my family as of my own with my kids. And it's always been like the normal thing, in our family. So, and we plan family vacations around going to Gettysburg and investigating.
I was going to say, you go to Gettysburg in 2 days, right?
I am going to Gettysburg in 2 days.
See, I do pay attention.
Yep, I'm going with a dear friend of mine, Kim, and it's going to be epic. I'm going without kids. It's just me and her. So it's nice because I don't remember the last time I've been to Gettysburg without kids.
And it is different.
It is.
Nothing against kids, but it does lend a different aspect.
Yeah, I get to be able to enjoy just some me time, which I feel like we all deserve as human beings. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I've actually cried a few times. So Gettysburg, for anybody that wants to know or who cares, is kind of like my home away from home. I feel like I have some type of deep connection to it because even days leading up to it, while I'm there and leaving, I get very emotional. It almost just a huge part of me just leaves every time. I leave a huge part of me every time I leave there. So it's a deep connection. I
can tell because you're in Maine and Gettysburg is quite the drive, and you guys go
it's
quite
about 8
a bit.
hours, yeah. I try to at least go 2 times a year, if not 3.
Yeah.
So
okay,
it's part.
Yeah, I could keep talking about this. I'll bring you back, but
oh no, yeah, totally.
We have to get back to or start the subject that you're on here to discuss. So you have an event coming up.
Yes, so I am a part of an event. It's called the Women's Para Retreat Weekend and Conference. It's in Moundsville, West Virginia, and it's at West Virginia State Penitentiary. It's June 23rd through the 25th. It's kind of the whole weekend, and there's investigations. Like I said, the conference, there's psychic mediums. There'll be readings. There'll be speakers. There's just a whole thing. And the thing is that it's highlighting women in the paranormal, which you have to, kind of give your hats off to that. Because
finally, I'm seeing stuff that does this.
Yes, finally, women are getting a voice. And 2, it also, money from this event also benefits men, women, and children for domestic abuse that are coming from those type of situations. We're taking donations at the door for all the information's on the website, which I can obviously give about what they're taking for donations for, like I said, women, men, and children. So
what is the website for tickets?
So the website for tickets is womenoftheparanormalcon.com. And on there you can get your tickets. And there's actually payment plans, which I think is pretty awesome. Exactly. I don't think I've ever been to a paranormal convention where there was payment plans. Exactly. Nope. Because, times are tough for everybody. And Jen, the woman, Jen Stone, who is putting this on, she wants everybody to be able to come and enjoy this event and, kind of get the message out that, this is a women's paranormal retreat, but it's open to everybody. So
you can bring your husband if you have to?
Yes. You can. And even for the investigations that weekend. So we are investigating, there's actually 4 locations that we're investigating that entire weekend. It's just not Moundsville. So on Friday night, on June 23rd, we're investigating the archive of the Afterlife Paranormal Museum. And that's in Cameron, West Virginia. And then Saturday night, we will be investigating Moundsville Penitentiary or West Virginia Penitentiary. And then on Sunday night, I feel like I'm already getting like a paranormal hangover from just talking about all these. But then so on Sunday night, we are investigating the Gaslight and the Gold Derrick Gallery, along with the Wells Inn. And both of those locations are in Sisterville, West Virginia. So, and like one thing that like I'm super excited about is that some of these locations, like 2 of these locations, like I really don't know much about. So I'm kind of going in blind. Like obviously I've kind of read up a little bit on the history, but it seems like it's going to be very interesting. I love locations that are kind of off the beaten path and not so mainstream and heavily investigated. Yes. Because you're going in with no guard. Yeah. Like when I go to West Virginia Penitentiary, like I feel like I'm going to expect so much because it's so in your face in this field. Like you've seen so many people investigate this location that you're just like, okay, I kind of have an idea what's going to happen. But the Gaslight,
but that also puts your expectations sometimes too high.
Exactly. Yeah, it does. 110%. Actually, that was like with Wilson Castle, and I'm just like, I really, like, I've heard about this place, but I haven't. And then when we went, I'm just like, oh, this place is epic. Like,
isn't it?
I can't get enough. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a jam-packed weekend, but it's going to be an epic time just between the people
they're all in West Virginia, correct?
Yep, and they're all within like 45 minutes of each other, 45 minutes, of it. So you can get tickets for the entire weekend for just certain investigations, or just for like 1 day passes. Like it's the sky's the limit. And I am 90% sure that there's payment plans on every single event that you could choose for.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like, do you know any of the prices or not offhand?
Not off the top of my hand, but I want to say that for just like for Saturday, I want to say just for like the day event, to be able to see like the vendors and speakers and being a part of the conference, I want to say it's $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
But I think that also includes like entry into the actual prison because you have to pay to get in. And I think a tour might be a part of it as well. I could be wrong. So don't bank on that. But
no, definitely check out the website. But I was just,
Oh, yeah, definitely check out the website. And it's definitely all over Facebook. I have an event page specifically for this event on the Paranormal 5 page. On the Paranormal 5 page, I have it listed as, the Women's Para Retreat Weekend and Conference. And we've been trying just to share it and promote it and get it out there just to be able to, get this event up and running.
Yeah. Send me the information on the events, and I will also share them on Paranormal Buzz Radio and Shay's Paranormal Chat. Actually, scratch that. It's no longer called Shay's Paranormal Chat. It is now called Shay's Paranormal. So all my social media is I had different names.
Yep.
So now it's all Shay's Paranormal everywhere.
It's under one big umbrella now.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Email.
Perfect.
So, yeah, if you send me the events, I'll share them out there for you.
Definitely, 110%. I will definitely send those over after our little chit-chat.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know that I appreciate it, and I know that Jen would definitely appreciate it as well.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. It really does. I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, I am so excited. It's going to be like a 12-hour drive from like here in Maine, but totally worth it.
Are you bringing kids or no kids?
Nope, no kids. My friend Kim from 207 Paranormal, 207 shout out to 207 Paranormal. They do all, I know, love them. They do all the Fort Knox investigations. If you're familiar with Destination Fear, I think they went there on season 3.
In Maine.
In Maine, yep, way up Maine, Prospect, Maine. So they do all the events and investigations there. So definitely give them a check out, follow them. Like, again, 207 Paranormal. Yes. All the Maine teams are absolutely amazing. I have to kind of shout that out too. So.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but I will say Matt Warner and I are doing a Para-Unity episode here coming up soon. So, number one, that should be interesting.
Oh, 110% that will be interesting because I love Matt Warner.
Who doesn't?
Matt's awesome. Matt's awesome. He tells it as it is. And I also know that he does not like the word Para-Unity.
He doesn't. So that's why I asked him.
Yeah. I think that would be very interesting. And I'm looking forward to hearing that episode when that comes.
He's going to Scotland, I think, next week again. My weeks could be off because I schedule so far in advance. But I think he's going back to Scotland to see his youngest daughter next week. So we'll be recording in May.
So when he gets back and everything.
Yes, and I'll get that out as soon as possible. This has been planned for a long time.
Oh, that's awesome. No, that will be an extremely interesting conversation.
Yeah, and I have people in Exploring the Unknown group on Facebook and on my pages. They're leaving comments.
Yeah.
And if they're brave enough, I'm gonna read them to Matt and see what Matt has to say.
Oh, I love it.
You'll have to send me something.
Oh, I just want to sit back and just watch. Because I definitely, I agree with Matt, with the whole, Para-Unity. I came into this field, wanting to get people together and whatever. And I've done, and, I have to say, I feel with Paranormal 5, I have definitely, starting it, I have found...
Your home.
My home. I found my family, and it's with the investigators here in Maine. There's obviously some that are outside of Maine.
Yeah, but the ones that are outside of Maine fit into Maine.
Exactly, they do.
And I love
our
Maine.
Little. I have to say that we're extremely spoiled here in Maine because hearing all this drama outside of Maine, I'm just nope. Yeah. That's when I'm just I'm all set with the Para-Unity. Well, I can't say that. I sound kind of ignorant, but
no, but I get you. I agree.
It's not that I don't appreciate and that I'm not willing or open to work with other people. I guess,
but
that's
they have to prove themselves. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Yeah, anybody I work with have to prove themselves.
Yeah. No, I get. I get that, and I respect that. I think that I'm definitely willing to give people chances and try it out and investigate.
Too many.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish you guys could have just seen her face when I said that. All right. So we are rolling up on 21 minutes, but you have a back history to this West Virginia location.
Yes. So the West Virginia State Penitentiary, I actually had an uncle that was incarcerated there. He obviously made some bad choices in his life, and he had quite the sentence and served a good portion of his sentence at West Virginia State Penitentiary. And I visited him quite a few times as a child. And I remember one time, the first time actually, going there and pulling up and just, if you don't know what West Virginia State Penitentiary looks like, definitely it's worth a Google. Do yourself a favor. But just pulling up to this location, I thought I was going into a castle. It's just so, the Gothic architectural, I don't know how to, describe it, but it's beautiful. And, when you think of, a jail or a prison, you don't want to think of it being beautiful, but, I was just, jaw dropped.
Oh, it's Penn, is it Penn State? Is that what it's called?
I
Eastern always
State? Eastern State.
Thank you. I always screw up the name, but you walk in and it's like a Gothic. I I got to investigate there, but so I can, that's what I'm visioning. Like you walk it, not even, you're at the street and it's like a castle. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. And like, so going in, like, I want to say I was in kindergarten. So, I remember just walking in and like, obviously as like, you know, it's their job. Like they had to like, you know, check. Like I remember them patting down my mom, like having to leave her purse there. Like I just remember like this whole like ordeal and like, I'm just like, you know, what are we doing? Like, and just not really understanding all of it. And then just walking into it and just the whole vibe of just like overwhelming. Like an overwhelming sensation and just like how like I'd not say that I was scared, more like nervous, like what the heck is going on? Like where did my mom bring me? Type of situation. And then I just remember going in and meeting my uncle for the first time and my mom being extremely like emotional, obviously seeing her brother and, especially in that type of situation. And just, I remember this visit and we were eating Dum-Dums, the lollipops. Like, I think I probably had like 10 of them. Like, and we were just sitting and talking and enjoying like the company and like not really realizing like you're in a prison right now.
Yeah,
like,
you didn't get
visiting I had no clue. And then, so as I got older and we visited one other time, and kind of knowing like how the routine was going to be as I was a little bit older, still not fully understanding like what was going on, and still again kind of feeling those feels. And then, you know, now as an adult and understanding like, you know, why he served his time, why, you know, the police officers were like right there and one right there, and why my mother had to be pat down like a criminal. It was just, I don't know. It's just a very strange experience to have had as a child so young.
I've been there. Actually, I have been there.
Yeah.
Not kindergarten, but.
Yeah, it's a very strange whatever. It's a very, I don't want to say humbling, but I definitely.
But thank God, if you look back, thank God you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have thought. Like, I honestly don't know what I would have thought. And, like, I didn't even, like, think to, like, ask my mom, be like, what is this place? Like,
no, you just followed your mom.
To a castle.
Yeah.
We're just rolling up to a beautiful castle. Like,
that's what I would have told my kids.
Somewhere.
This is what happens if I ever did that. That's what I would say. This is what happens when you go to a castle.
Yeah.
So, but
so I'm very excited to get back and to be able to see it through that different aspect and stuff like that. And a kind of another little side story is that when West Virginia was closing down because the inmates were suing the state, my uncle was actually one of the top
I wonder
inmates.
Why.
Oh, because
I'm sorry. No, I have to. You can explain in a second, but that was sarcasm because of even in the 80s, jail. It was horrible. Even for criminals, it was
exactly. It's inhumane. Like, you know, as
thank you. That's a word.
It's terrible. Inhumane of the living conditions that they were dealing with. And my uncle was actually one of the inmates that was one of like the top people going in front of the state, talking to the state, like that kind of got this ball rolling. So, you know, obviously every inmate has their own story, their own background, their own outlook and what they get out of their time in prison. But my uncle was definitely one that he changed his course around, and he took a bad situation and made it good and tried to make it better for the other inmates. And he did that for his whole time, his whole term, like of serving time, is that he was very adamant on being an advocate for inmates.
So I'm going to change it a little bit here.
Yeah.
So even the living can leave an imprint if you believe in residual energy. And I do. So can you imagine, not even talk about the people who died, just the living, that left an imprint on this building.
Oh yes, I can only imagine. You know, just that was their life.
Yeah.
For however long, just that small area, you know, that same daunting routine, like only getting so much time of outside time and so much time in the, you know, in the calf for meals, and then
But they walked the same path.
Exactly. They had to walk that same line. Like, I can't imagine.
No. So I think even the living can leave an imprint.
Oh, 110%.
So.
110%. And I wish that, like, you know, I wish that I could just get my uncle and have him go back now.
He probably wouldn't want to.
Not at all. And he actually does not believe in this stuff at all, which is another thing. So I would just be like, can I use your name as a trigger object? Like, can I use you?
Just come in. Just come on. Be a trigger object.
Do you remember this guy? Like,
yeah. It's hard when family doesn't believe, but even if he did believe, I wouldn't blame him for not wanting to go back.
Yeah, no, I don't. Just definitely trying to put that in the past and leave it in the past and trying to move forward. And I get that. And
I believe no matter what they did, I remember as a teenager that it was deplorable, the living conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to be humane about certain things. Do they belong locked up? Yes. But they're still a human, and it has to leave a nasty imprint.
Yeah, it does. And I feel like the whole system, the whole prison system, jail system, it's messed up here in America. Like, it really is. Like, and that you could that's like a whole other topic and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just, I don't know.
No, I agree. And, yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, because I'm a host right now, but I'm also the owner who put the rule in no politics. Can't talk about politics.
Nope, can't talk about politics. You can only talk about paranormal.
Yeah. Well, no, other things, but just no politics, because I got enough hate mail, so I stopped it.
Oh, gross. Yeah. People have too much time on their hands.
Oh. You never heard that about me?
No.
That's why on my Facebook page I don't put much out. Like once a month I'll put out like 4 things. That's why I have groups, because I got so much hate mail. Oh, that's for a different time, but no, it was horrible.
Yeah, again, kind of going back to what I just said, people have too much time on their hands. Like, you know, just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling, folks.
Do. All right, so before we hang up, if there's anything else you want to say, and I also want you to put out all your information and the event information again.
Yeah, so as of right now, I can't think of anything else that I have to say, other than that definitely please, if you're interested in coming to the Women's Para Retreat Weekend and Conference, again, it's June 23rd through the 25th. Ton of investigations, ton of opportunity to be able to get psychic medium readings, to be able just to kind of be around some other awesome, amazing, spooky people, because that's always a good time. And again, it's just not for women. This is open for men. We're just trying to spotlight women with the speakers and the psychic mediums in that aspect, and having women run the investigation teams. So, yeah. And then so my information, you can find me at Paranormal 5, and you can also find me at Maine Paranormal Society. And then for all the information about this event, it is on Facebook. You can search Women's Para Retreat Weekend and Conference. But the website, again, is womenoftheparanormalcon.com.
And as soon as she shares this, by the time you guys hear this, it will be all over Paranormal Buzz Radio and Shay's Paranormal. So.
And I appreciate that, Shay, very much.
No, of course I support you. You are such a great person. I have so much respect for you. You have no idea.
Thank you. I do appreciate that very much.
You and I have talked about some really personal stuff, and and my goals that I wanted to do and still want to do. You've been there, so
thank you.
But you definitely have to come back so we can talk about this other stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
I will come back anytime. Just tell me the time and place.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoy this. Please make sure you check them out. If you can't remember anything else, just remember Paranormal 5 on Facebook, and you will find them. And then you'll find everything else you need to know. Right?
Heck yes.
There we go. All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and talk to you next week.